I'm here at Aldi where I'm going to be buying the cheapest item down every aisle. We're going to take each of those items, try and smush them together and see if we can make any coherent dishes out of them. Let's go see what we're going to buy. So I got started in the fruit and veg aisle where the first item I got was a grapefruit, 47 pence. Gross, I hate grapefruit. Other side was an apple snack pack, 39p. We next had the root veg and crisps aisle. Tell me these things don't belong together. Got me a potato for 24p, nice enough. And not quite crisps, but I got some peanuts for 54 pence. They then had a sort of pasta and curry sauce aisle where of course I got pasta. Spaghetti is always so cheap. On to meat. I had a choice of sausages or these, chicken goujons. I had sausages last time. We then had tins and jars and stuff. I got a tin of spaghetti loops. Great, I'm so happy. And instant rice, lovely. Rubbish, boring, instant rice. Honestly, just spend another 20 pence and get a full bag of long grain. This aisle next, where I got a mini pizza for 55 pence and some yogurt for 35 pence. Yogurt and spaghetti loops, always the cheapest in their own aisles. Milk and juices had their own aisles. Ignore the 85p you can see there, that was a small bottle of milk that they didn't have. So instead I got some 99 pence apple juice. The first of two special buy aisles where I got some Carolina barbecue seasoning. Did I get this because it said Carolina on it? Yes. Yes, I did. Crackers and biscuits netted me some bourbon creams. In my last video, I forgot to use my biscuits. I'll not forget again. Second special buy aisle, and I got me some ready to wok rice noodles. A good find. Okay, so down this aisle was another thing that's the cheapest no matter where you go. I'm forever destined to buy rice pudding in these videos. Crumpets are a shout though. Finally frozen, where I got an instant chicken curry for 85 pence and some fish fingers for 80 pence. Now I actually think a lot of these ingredients are going to be really hard to work with. There's definitely some combinations and some things that we could do, but it is going to be utilising the old brain box a little bit. There are certain things that I think are going to be almost impossible to combine. Notice a distinct lack of any kind of sauce outside of a little thing that we can make with yogurt. So I do have an idea what I'm going to have for my lunch right now, and it's going to utilise the crumpets, some goujons, yogurt and barbecue seasoning. We'll start with this. Simple as you like, all we're going to do is make a little sauce using the seasoning and the yogurt. Not too much, but a little bit of our barbecue seasoning in there. And we mix. Easy as that. We've got a little yogurty barbecue sauce, which if I were to try now, smoky, rich, barbecuey, that's really yummy. Then it's as simple as cooking some of these in the air fryer, toasting up a couple of these, and we combine. So we go crumpet down first, take our nice little sauce and sploosh a bit on top of each crumpet, and then a couple of our little chicken goujons on top of each. A little bit more of our sauce on top. Give it a nice little drizzle. Chicken goujons with a barbecue yogurt sauce on some toasted crumpets. They look quite nice and we taste. For a light lunch, they work really well. For cheap chicken goujons, they're not bad. They're really tasty. The yogurt with the barbecue seasoning to make a little sauce just works really well, provides a really nice little smokiness to it, tiniest hint of a kick, but not loads. The four ingredients that you wouldn't necessarily have thought would go together. They go together really well. Perhaps these next few meals aren't going to be as difficult to make as I thought. So here's the thing with these challenges in these videos, and what I'm ultimately trying to do. Yes, I'm just going to have some crumpets for breakfast. One of my main things on this channel is to show people that it's not just about cooking the ingredients as they come. Like, yes, I could just have fish fingers, a bit of potato and some spaghetti rings. Reminds me of childhood if I have that. But no, why not instead? Why not cook the fish fingers, cook the rice with a little bit of the apple juice, mix that all up together, then get your potato, fully bake it, cut it in half, scoop out the mashed potato, put your fish finger and rice filling in there. If you got it, maybe top it with a little bit of cheese, back in the oven, you've got loaded really tasty potato skins. And you best believe I did exactly that. And I made the little barbecue dip with the yogurt as well, just because I thought it should be quite nice together. We're just gonna go straight in, I think. Give it a nice dip. And the fish is really nice, the potato is cooked really well, really well seasoned. The rice is actually really good, and I cooked that mostly with apple juice. And it adds that really nice little sweetness to it, nice little sweet tanginess, and yeah, it works really well. I've got a little bit of leftover mashed potato as well. Definitely going to use that for something. Have an idea, maybe something to go alongside the curry. Watch this space. It's things like that, trying to think outside the box that I'm trying to do. You can take these everyday cheap ingredients that a lot of you probably do have just lying at home, and you can make something unexpected but really tasty out of them. And that, my friends, is exactly why you should subscribe to this channel. Most of my videos are all about this budget shopping and making some amazing things out of very little. So if that's something that interests you, hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything, and I hope you'll learn a lot. So this is what I mean when I say make things that you wouldn't necessarily expect from what you have. So I turned on the oven and started prepping the chicken curry as per the package instructions. And whilst that cooked, I blended my remaining mashed potato with some yogurt and curry powder, and then combined it with some flour to make a dough. This got fried up in some oil in a mini frying pan until it was nice and crispy. I then added the noodles to a pan before adding in the cooked curry. Don't worry, Carolina had the rice with her dinner. I added some chicken goujons and peanuts for a crunch, deglazed with applesauce to bring it all together. In the end, it made a gorgeous looking curried noodle bowl. This is such a decent dinner. This is really tasty. Peanuts for a nice little crunch. Give it a little bit extra. I'm glad I put some extra chicken in here as well. But this was a nice easy one to make. Let's try this nice little crispy, rusty kind of thing. Really crisp on the outside. The interior of the sort of curried mashed potato. That's really nice. Goes really well. Let's try it with a bit of the chicken and the curry sauce. Really good. Similar to some of the other things we've made in this episode. It's just an example that if you've got a few things, put them together, combine them, see what happens. This is a winning dish. And if someone served me this, or if I was making it off my own bat, I would never have necessarily thought that it's from the cheapest ingredients down the aisle. Of course, sometimes there are ingredients that you can't really do too much of, so you just make a dinner or a lunch like this. The little pizza with some of the spaghetti hoops on the side. Shall we try this? I mean, it doesn't look all that bad. Good amounts of cheese. There is genuinely nothing wrong with it. A little bit bland, but still fine. And spaghetti hoops, always the cheapest thing in the aisle, and you get them pretty much everywhere as the cheapest thing in the aisle. Tastes like spaghetti hoops. Sometimes simple as nice, simple as quick, simple as easy. Not as good as the other meals we've had, but it'll do. Now I needed to make something with kind of my fruit and my rice pudding and things like that, and I don't want to make rice pudding with a bit of fruit in it. I don't want to make fruit with a bit of yogurt in it. That's really boring. So I figured I would turn to ChatGPT. I mean, why not? See if it can come up with a smart recipe maybe? Who knows? Might not, might do it. Let's see. But I put in these 4 ingredients to ChatGPT to see what it might be able to make to come up with for a little dessert for us. And you're gonna see the results of that now. ChatGPT is either onto something here, or it's gonna taste like a disaster. So we go a layer of rice pudding, a layer of our caramelized cinnamon apple. We add a layer of grapefruit before topping with some crushed bourbon biscuits. We then repeat the layers. I think the only weird thing here is the grapefruit, but we're gonna get a bite with everything in and see what happens. That's it. It doesn't look bad. Okay, take the grapefruit out of the mix. This is nice. It was a really good shout to saute the apples. Thank you very much for that, ChatGPT. But the grapefruit just adds this unpleasant bitterness that you don't really want in this. It does make me wonder, those of you who eat grapefruit, what do you do with it normally? It's so bitter. How do you normally eat it? I don't know. I am enjoying this, as you can probably tell. It's a fun way to use everything. So after all that, we are just left with some spaghetti. Now with the rest of the ingredients, none of them really lent themselves to making something nice or interesting with spaghetti. So I figured it'll be nice, it'll be fun, it'll be interesting, it'll be different to show you how I make a spaghetti bolognese. Everyone makes it differently. And I don't think half the ingredients I buy are particularly expensive or anything like that. So we're going to use some spaghetti for that. And just nice and easily, nice and simply, I'm going to show you how I make my bolognese sauce. It's as simple as onion, always red, bit of salt, help them sweat down. We add a little fresh garlic and get that all together. Next step, a little bit of red wine. I want to cook that down in the onions until it reduces entirely. Now, if I had mushrooms, I'd add these here, but I don't, so we're just going to go straight in with the mincemeat. We're going to break that all down, cook it off till it's nice and brown. Don't forget to season your meat, bit of salt and some pepper, bit of Lea & Perrins, and a good squeeze of tomato puree. Bring that all together for a couple of minutes. This is where I add some fresh oregano, which I do grow in my garden. Dry oregano works, Italian seasoning also. And then that's all come together nicely, so we add our chopped tomatoes. Bit of dry parsley doesn't go amiss as well. Also good as a garnish on the top. But we get that mixed in. 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. I'd also add a beef stock pot if I could, but I don't have any. Leave it alone for 30 minutes to an hour, maybe even an hour and a half, and you've got a beautiful sauce to serve over your spaghetti. And there you have it. The spaghetti's being used, and this is how I make, albeit no mushrooms, my spaghetti bolognese sauce. And it's good. Better than you get from any jar. Happy Sam.